My apologies. I had some technical difficulties, guys. Well, I am back. My name is Jaleesa. I'm going to start over. A lot of you know me and a lot of you know my story, but for those who don't, my name is Jaleesa. I was on here last week. I did a video focusing on mental health and suicide awareness. For those of you who don't know me, just to recap, I am Jaleesa. I did lose my baby sister, Selena. She was 18 years old when she passed away. She passed away on October 26, 2020. Very fresh. So, just to recap on my last video, I wanted to speak just about the awareness of it and just loving each other, that the people that you love and care about, just being there for them, paying attention, loving them, and just, even if there aren't signs, because not everybody does show signs, just be aware of certain things that they say. Just have open communication, just so they feel like they always do have someone to talk to. So just pretty much to touch base on that. I really didn't get to do as much gathering of information and things like that on what I wanted to talk about today. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is just recap on my last video, talk about my plans for the future, and just kind of the ideas that I have for this. Ever since my sister passed away, from her candle lighting to her funeral and just to talking to people, a lot of people have kind of been telling me it may be my calling, and I'm kind of starting to feel that. And just with the stigma, with this society, this day and age now, a lot of people don't speak on it. And I don't feel that the problem is ever going to be fixed if no one ever touches base on the topic or doesn't speak on as much as they need to. A lot of people, it's because of fear or embarrassment. And I just want all of those people to know that there's nothing, absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about. We all have our trials and tribulations. We all go through things. And we shouldn't feel ashamed or feel wrong for wanting to reach out to someone, to talk to someone, to have someone in our corner to make us feel like we're okay. We shouldn't be ashamed of that. But just to recap, again, I did lose my sister. She was my best friend. I have been having the past few days, I've been having a little rough time, a little confliction in my head. I can share that with you guys as well if you guys would like to hear about that. She suffered from mental health, and she suffered for many years. But just one thing I want everyone to remember, people who leave us by suicide, they're not selfish. They're just in a lot of pain, and they really don't want to feel that pain anymore. And I think the more we understand that, the more that we would be able to cope from those that we have lost by suicide. Of course, we want to try to save as many people as we can. But it does get to a point that people get tired and they can't take the pain anymore, and they don't want to go through it anymore. So they do find that to be their only result. I know with my sister, she's at peace. I spoke last time in my video where I did speak to a friend of mine, wouldn't necessarily say a medium, but she does have, I guess, if you will, some things have been told to her. And, my sister's at peace. She doesn't hear voices in her head anymore. She's not in pain. She's not suffering. And that makes me feel good. Of course, I miss her tremendously. Like I mentioned, especially the last few days, it's been really hard. I think that's personally because her birthday is coming up. And it would normally be a time to celebrate, but I will still celebrate her life, but it'll be different, of course, because she isn't here. For me personally, I've been a little conflicted just because I mentioned before I do suffer myself with mental health, anxiety, depression, PTSD. So I kind of do understand my sister's mental state and where she was at. So I have found peace in that, and I have been able to cope with that. However, I do suffer from anxiety, depression, and PTSD, and where I do feel peace and I feel as though I am coping, I am still having a hard time. I found myself kind of spreading myself thin, only because I'm fearful of going back deep into my depression, and I don't want to do that. Not only is it not good for me and my mental health, but not for those that are around me or in my life. It's no fun being around someone who's, depressed and really doesn't want to do anything all the time. So that's really my struggles, to get a little more personal. I don't want this to be just about statistics and, this, that, and the other. I want people to be able to relate or understand where I'm coming from when I do speak as well. So kind of some plans for my videos. I think what I'm going to plan to do is maybe mental health Mondays. I plan to get on my lunch break and come and speak to you guys every Monday to kind of just bring awareness to the subject. As I mentioned, there's just such a stigma about mental health and suicide awareness. A lot of people don't speak on it, and I want to change that in hopes that my videos reach different platforms eventually, and people come across my videos, and that they can help in some way, shape, or form, whether it's help someone who's considering suicide, not want to do it, or help those who don't know or of signs, who aren't aware. Because the more information you have, the more we can prevent. You can't prevent something if you have no knowledge of it. So that's really just the main goal for me with these videos. I also want it to be a platform for people to reach out. If you have stories that you'd like to be told, but you're too scared to tell them, send them to me. I'll share them. I can leave your name out. I could put it in there. Or I may, if there's any guests that would like to join on and come on and my live with me and tell their stories. If I have to be that middleman, that anchor for people to speak out and feel comfortable, then I would definitely be more than happy to do that. And my dad asked me, do you really think you can handle what if someone really comes to you with some serious stuff? Yes, I do think that I can handle it. I'm doing this because I want to see people prosper. I want to see people get better, and I want to see people have awareness and the positivity at the end of the conversation, or someone telling me, thank you so much, I really needed that talk. That's really all it's about, is being there for someone so they can have someone to talk to. Because as I mentioned on my last video, the main reason a lot of people leave us by suicide is just, it starts off with feeling like they have no one to talk to. Even if they have plenty of people to talk to, just feeling like you don't, just opening up those doors and making them feel comfortable, that's a big step. Because then it goes from feeling like they have no one to talk to, or then it goes to feeling like they're disappointing everybody, then it goes to feeling like they need to please everybody. So I feel like it starts with the communication. So these videos are to make people aware, give them knowledge, bring it about, open the platform. Again, if anyone wants to join me on my live or send me messages, stories, anything they want me to share, if you have any insight, any information yourself, feel free to bring it to me. I don't mind putting it into my topics, because like I mentioned, I will be doing these every Monday. A lot of people told me, from my sister's candle lighting, from her funeral, and just even when people have come to me advice, that I kind of have a knack for speaking. And I don't know, maybe this is my calling. I at this point, I feel my sister's living through me. And we've always just been the type of people to be there for others. And this is me being there for others, physically, mentally, however you need me. I mean, I do have 2 kids and 2 jobs, so I can't spread myself too thin. But I'm a Facebook message away for anybody who they feel like they need to talk. I care. And I want to make a change. And as I mentioned in my last video, somebody may come across these videos, whether it be someone attempting, wanting to attempt suicide, or someone who's dealing with a family member or friend who suffers from mental health, but they really don't know how to approach the situation. These are just things that I'm gonna touch on every topic, on every video. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and let y'all know I'm still alive and well and breathing, taking every moment as they come, every day as they come, and just working and being the best mother I can be, and trying to be the best woman and influencer and person or whatever I can be for you guys. I love you. Until next time, see you Monday.